Now let us see the income tax slabs. Okay, first of all we will discuss what is income tax. Okay, the tax paid by an individual. Tax paid by an individual. Remember this point, individual means you and me. Tax paid by an individual is called as income tax on his income. On his income. Tax paid by an individual on his income is called as income tax. Okay. You can call it as, it is a, in our country we do positive discrimination. It is a positive discriminatory tax. Positive discriminatory tax. Why? Because in income tax, the people who are earning more will be taxed more. The people who are earning less will be taxed less. That's why the method is discriminating one individual with another individual, right or wrong? So the income tax slabs, you can say that they may violate, they are actually violating what? Article 14. They are actually violating Article 14. Article 14 says what? Right to equality. Means every person should be treated equally. Every person should be treated equally. That is what Article 14 says. But what is happening here? In income tax, the one who are earning more will be taxed more. The one who are earning less will be taxed less. It means the person who are earning more, he can say to the government, no, why they are taxed less? Why I am treated unequally with respect to him? He can ask, right or wrong? Yes. But government says, no, my dear, okay, my dear good earners, more earners, in our constitution you are talking about fundamental rights, but in our constitution we are also having what? DPSP. DPSP says that concentration of wealth should be reduced, inequalities of income should be reduced. Okay, government should establish a welfare state. Government should establish a welfare state. So these are all, many objectives are there. In DPSP, many instructions were given by the constitution framers to the policy makers. Whenever you are making any law, make sure that you also achieve this. So in this taxation system, it is very important that DPSP should prevail over Article 14, nothing but fundamental rights, whether because they are very, very important for the governance of the country and in order to remove what? Inequalities of income. In order to remove inequalities of income. So understood my point here? Some links I have given you which are important for the examination. Please do remember it. Okay. Income tax is a tax levied on the income of an individual. We will study that in detail. Don't worry. Okay. Income is earned by people in different ways. Income is earned by people in different ways. One, a entrepreneur, if I start a business, whatever the profits I will get, this is my income, right or wrong? Yes. If I start a financing business, I will start giving finance to you people, and what do you pay me? You will give me interest. Interest is my income, right or wrong? Interest is my income. Suppose I give my land for you to start any business. What do you pay me? You will pay me rent. So this rent is a income or not? Yes. Okay. Then if I give, like if I am teaching here, sir and madam is paying me what? Okay, I am labor, I am giving here teaching service. So I will be paid salaries and wages. Salaries and wages are again called as what? Income. So income could be earned through different ways. Okay, to identify the source of income, we have called the income in different types. We have called the income in different types. Okay, right. So I told you that from where, what are the various forms of income. So I mean to say you here that on any of that, on profits, etc., income tax will be levied. Income tax will be levied. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of net taxable income? Because these words are there in our, okay, this budget. Net taxable income means, suppose anyone who earns more than 3 lakh rupees, anyone who earns more than 3 lakh rupees, government will tax 10%. Government will tax 10%. That is the norm. That is what government said. But in this 3 lakhs, some part of the money I am using for education of my children, some part of the money I am paying pension. I am paying pension. So government said anyone who are doing expenditures in this area, in pension, in education, okay, in insurance, etc. Anyone who is doing any expenditures in this area, how much expenditures are done in this area, that will not be taxed. That will not be taxed. Let's suppose in 3 lakhs, 50,000 rupees is going for this. 50,000 rupees is going for this. Okay. Then what is left with me? 2,50,000, right? Out of 3 lakhs, 50,000 I am spending on this. So how much I am left with? 2,50,000. This is my net income to be taxed. This is my net income to be taxed. This is my gross income. So total income is my gross income. On my gross income, what is the tax? 10%. But government has exempted some amount of my income from taxation. Okay, in categories like pension, education, insurance. So government said if you are spending in any of these, you submit the receipts, we will exempt you from this tax. So instead of taxing me 3 lakhs, 10% on 3 lakhs, government will tax 10% on 2.50, on 2,50,000. This is called as net. Means after exemptions and after deductions from your incomes, the categories like this, the exempted categories, the deducted categories, after removing all of these income, whatever is left, that will be taxed. Whatever is left, that will be taxed. Please remember this. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of tax rebate? What is the meaning of tax rebate? Tax rebate is nothing but, okay, if an individual pays excess amount than its income tax, that is called as tax rebate. So I'll tell you very practical example for it. Okay, so I get my salary. Okay, as such I don't get my salary. We get payments. We get what? Payments. So I am not issued any contract. Okay, I am not issued any employment contract. So my income tax will not be deducted. My tax on my income will not be deducted according to Income Tax Act of 1961. Okay, means generally if you are a IT employee, whatever your salary you are getting, so the Wipro, TCS, they will cut your salary, they will cut income tax and they will credit. No, yes, this will not happen here. This will not happen here because I am appointed here on a contract basis. Like a project is there, I have to teach for UPSC, something like that. I have come, I am teaching here, I will go to some other institute, like that. So there is no proper, right? I don't have a proper salary, right? Okay. So how can this institute know that how much I am earning? That institute know how much I am earning. Nobody knows about my income at all. So here you can understand that if I come in the tax slab or not, who knows? Okay, these people maybe are not, they whatever they are giving will not cross 3 lakhs. Whatever they are giving to me, that will not cross 3 lakhs. So nobody knows that how much actually I am earning. So what is the other way around to tax me? What is the other way around to tax me? So it is a liability given to the organization itself that they have to do TDS, tax deduction at source. It means here in T1 is the source of my income. So in this T1 I will be paid. So tax should be deducted where the payment is made. Tax should be deducted where the payment is made. That's why whatever the payments I will get from any of the institute, they will deduct my tax. They will deduct my tax. Okay, 10% or 14%, they will deduct and give me. Okay, and they will tell me that we have paid your tax. We have paid your tax to the government. Okay, in all the year, if I did not cross 5 lakhs, I can ask all the tax whatever they have paid. No, I can ask the government to give me back. Why? Because I have not, these institutes have deducted my tax. Okay, tax from my amount they have deducted and they said that they paid to you, but I have not crossed what 5 lakh rupees. So I will not come under what? Taxable income. I will not come under taxable income. So whatever they have given to you, give me that back. Give me that. So government will give me that back. That is called as what? Tax rebate. That is called as what? Tax rebate. Understood, my dear students? Important. All these are very, very important concepts. Another one we are having a surcharge. Surcharge is very simple. it is a super rich tax. It is a super rich tax. Okay, if you are earning more than 50 lakhs or more than 1 crore, so whatever the tax is there, you have to pay more tax. You have to pay more tax, okay, than anybody else. If you fall under 50 lakhs or 1 crore, you have to pay some more tax. The exact figures I will give you, but for the explanation purpose I am saying you, what is the super rich tax? The tax which is levied on the person on the basis of what? If they are earning huge amounts. If they are earning huge amounts, these people who are earning more than 50 lakhs or 1 crore, they have to pay normal tax and an extra tax which is levied, which is given here. So they are taxed 2 times. That's why it is also called as tax on tax. That's why it is also called as tax on tax. Right. Now we will see income tax slabs rate for 2022 to 2023. Okay. See, there are 2 tax regimes are there. This is a new tax regimes. Okay, which is given by Congress, BJP government, and this is what older one. Old tax regime. This old tax regime. This is a new tax regime. This is Congress government. This is BJP government. So in Congress government, now the question here is, a individual can follow this taxation system also, an individual can follow this taxation system also. You can follow either this, no issue. The only difference is when you are following this taxation system, okay, you can take exemptions and deduction benefits. You can take exemptions and deduction benefits. But if you are following this taxation system, you should not take without any deduction and exemptions. Like if you are spending on pension, if you are spending on education, okay, whatever you are spending, you should not take any exemptions, deduction. Exactly this amount you have to pay this much. Exactly this amount you have to pay this much. Either you follow this or you follow this one. If you are following this, you can take benefits. If you are not following this, you will not take benefits of this. And both of them are actually coming equal. Okay, remember this point, there is no problem here. Here and there is no problem here, right? So, up to 2.5 lakhs, nil. In old system, nil. New system is also nil. Okay, 2 lakh to 2,50,000 to 5 lakhs. Here it is 5%. Here it is also 5%. So, no problem at all. Means, up to 5 lakhs if I am earning, neither I will be taxed in the old regime, nor I will be taxed in what? New regime. Remember this point here. Very, very, very important points I am discussing to you. Don't lose your concentration. Be focused. Okay. From 5 lakhs to 7.5 lakhs or from 7.5 lakhs to 10 lakhs. In old regime, if anybody is earning more than 5 lakhs and up to 10 lakhs, more than 5 up to 10, he will be taxed 20%. But he can take the exemption deduction, no? So he can reduce his total tax liability. Reduces total tax liability. Okay. In the new system, if you are earning from 5 to 7.5, 10% you have to pay. 7.5 to 10 lakhs, you have to pay 15%. You have to pay 15%. Basically, here you will not take any exemptions and deductions directly. Means here it is a very simple one. The new one is very simple one. Why? Because you don't have to have a CA. You don't need an accountant. You don't need a CA person. Okay, you don't need to show what education papers. You don't need to show fees paper. You don't need to show insurance policy. You don't need to show pension. You don't need to show any loans, etc. Just what is your salary, that much you pay. That much you pay without any exemptions. Okay, so here that's why it is lesser here. Why it is more here? Because you will take exemptions and deduction. No, that's why it is more here. That's why here it is more. So 5% of exemption and deduction you take here, if at all, it will come to 15 only. It will also again come to what? 15 only at the end. At the end. But this is less paperwork, less cumbersome process, less complex. This is more complex, more cumbersome process. That is the reason only. Okay, and from 10 to 10 lakhs above, anybody who earns 10 lakhs above, 3 lakhs he has to pay, like 30% he has to pay. 3 lakhs. Here, 10 to 12.5, 20%, 12 to 15 lakhs, 25%, and above 15 lakhs and above 30%. 15 lakhs and above 30%. Remember this point. This is a very beautiful data I have given to you. Please don't neglect any of it. Okay, make sure that you are doing it. You can take the screenshot of it also. That's why I just moved away. Now, income tax relief is given to cooperative societies. Okay, where the surcharge has been reduced from 12% to 7%. Very, very nice step, because more cooperatives will come, more stability in the standard of living will come, okay, and more pooling of resources will come, and everyone will develop. Up to 10 crores. Up to 10 crores. Okay, means if any cooperative societies are there which are having the 10 crore rupees of business like that, turnover like that. So they don't have to pay 12%, they have to pay only 7% now to give a push to what? Cooperatives. Taxpayers can now file an updated return within 2 years. Okay, 2 years. Assessment year is the year which you are going to pay. So I will pay income tax. I will pay income tax. This year income tax like 2001, 2021 to 2022, like March 31st, 2021 to 2022 financial year will be over. By March 31st, okay, last year in 2021 April 1st, 2021 April 1st to 2022 March 31st, this 12 months, how much I have earned, government will give me a date. Government will give me a date. Okay, the government will say by June everyone should file IT. By June and everyone should file IT, like that government will give. So what I'll do, I will generally send my PAN card number to my CA. I'll send my all the account, how much I have earned, I'll send to my CA. And my CA will ask me, sir, did you have any pension policy? Did you have any insurance? So he will ask me everything. Okay, and he will file. He will see the new regime or old regime, whatever he do, which is good for me. He will take care of that. If I am losing more money in old, he will shift to new. If I am using new money, he will shift to what? Old. So basically, he will do that all assessment, and he will say that, sir, this much you have to pay the income tax. So last year, 2021 to 22 financial year, how much I have earned, I will file by June. Then from April 1, 2022, a new year will start, right or wrong. So how much I have earned and how much I have filed IT returns, projected how much I will earn in the next year. Like 2021 to 2022, I am already paid. Okay, 2022 to 2023, how much possibility of my earning is there, that also he will calculate. My CA will calculate and say that, suppose I am earning here 5.2. So my CA may say that, okay, 5.8 maybe he will earn in what? In this year. So this, if the income tax is filed for the next year, okay, income tax is assessed for the next year, that is called as what? Assessment year. That is called as what? Assessment year. Okay, taxpayers can now file a updated return within 2 years from the relevant assessment year. Relevant assessment year. Income tax from virtual digital assets like cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, okay, will come under tax net. If any of you have invested in cryptocurrency, if you are making profit, then you are liable to pay to the government, right? So digital currencies, if you are making any profits, you will be taxed as what? 30% without any deduction. No deductions are there. Without any, directly 1 lakh profit you have done, 30,000 you have to send to the government, except cost of acquisition, means cost of buying. Okay, you will also invest, no? 1,000 rupees I invested, okay, 1,000 rupees I made profit. So this is your cost of acquisition of Bitcoin. Bitcoin you bought at 1,000, but Bitcoin became 2,000. So 1,000 is your, in this 2,000, 1,000 you put your money for the purchase purpose. 1,000 is left, 1,000 is your profit. On this, government will tax 30%, nothing but 300 rupees government will tax. Okay, cost of acquisition except, and here there won't be any deductions. No other deduction, directly you have to pay. Directly you have to pay. Okay, both center and state government employees, tax deduction limit to be increased from 10% to 14% to help the social security beneficiaries of the state government employees, and bring them at par with the central government employees. Okay, very, very, very nice. Okay, tax deduction means out of 1,000 rupees, suppose my father is working in a state government, my father is working as a state government employee, out of 1,000 rupees of his salary, before 10% he can deduct, means deductions, exemptions, he can show up to 10%, nothing but up to 100 rupees, he can show that I have bought education, I have bought policy, etc. Now he can show 14%, up to 14%, means up to 140 rupees he will be showing, he can show what? He can show tax deductions. Tax means tax बनने में से deduct करना है. Okay, you have to deduct, okay, money from your taxable income. Okay, it is increased to what? 10 to 14%. Now, every state government employee can show that up to 14% of their income they can show that they can deduct. They can deduct in policies, insurance, etc. so and so forth. Capital expenditure, outlay being stepped up. Stepped up means increased. and this budget is also called as capital budget because lot of money is given for the construction of what capital assets, nothing but infrastructure. So 35.4% from, it was 35.4%, which comes to 5.4 lakh crore in the current year. Current year means 2021 to 2022. 5.54 lakh crore government gave for this year. Okay, but 2022 to 2023, government give how much? 7.5, means increased. 5.54 lakh increased to 7.54 lakh. Outlay will be equal to 2.9% of GDP. Very, very important. Capital expenditure is dash percentage of GDP. Capital expenditure is 2.9% of GDP. How much capital expenditure has been proposed in the current budget? 7.50 lakh crore. How much capital expenditure was proposed in the last budget? 5.4 lakh. What is the percentage increase? 35.4% increase happened. 35.4% increase happened in the capital expenditure from the previous year to this current upcoming financial year. Important scheme, my dear student, production linked subsidy scheme. Okay, this is also there in the budget, so we should also first of all know what is the scheme is all about. What is scheme is all about. Suppose I am a manufacturing company A. I produce 100 cameras I have produced. Government launched this scheme and said that production linked subsidy means the more you produce, okay, more subsidy you will get, nothing but you will get more incentive. Nothing but you will get more incentive. Okay. So government said that, okay, you are producing 100 now. If you produce 120, I will give 5% subsidy. If you produce 140, I will give 10% subsidy. Like that, government said that the more incremental sale means 100 above 120, 120 above 20, no, again like that. So incremental sale. Okay, incremental sale. Remember this point here. Fine. Nothing but the more you produce, the more domestic consumption would be met, the more demand of the domestic country would be met, and if you produce more also, more exports you can do. More exports you can do. And also, more production will lead to what? More employment also. More production will lead to more employment. I have a Xerox machine. The Xerox machine can photocopy per day, okay, 5,000 papers it can photocopy. 5,000 papers it can photocopy. But I want to do 10,000. I want to produce 10,000. One Xerox machine will not be sufficient. One more Xerox machine I have to take. On one Xerox machine, I have put to Mr. X. Mr. X is working from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Day duty is there. In this one day, Mr. X is able to photocopy 5,000 pages. Okay, but I want 10,000 because if I do 10,000, government will give you money. Government will give me money if I do 10,000. So if I want to do photocopying 10,000, then I have to buy another machine. If I want to run this machine, then X cannot come here. If X come here, then who will produce here? Right, ultimately it will be 5,000 only. That's why I will hire another one. Why? So the more production I go, the more employment I will have. The more production I go, the more employment I will have. So that is the main important reason of what? Production linked subsidy scheme. Government wanted to what? Increase employment, but that is not happening. Okay, production linked subsidy schemes are not running to the expectation what the government is doing. But anyhow, some sectors have done the good performance, so that is not a worry thing. Okay, production linked subsidy, okay, for the employment purpose, okay, and also capital assets are also created, okay, and the domestic demand could be satisfied very easily, and even excess production could be sold to the other countries, and we can get foreign exchange, and our rupee can appreciate. Rupee will be strengthened. Launch in March 2020. Okay. So March 2022 this scheme was launched. Okay, why? I told you already, to boost domestic manufacturing and bring down the import bills. If we are producing more, we will satisfy the demand of the country by ourselves. No. Why we will import from other countries when we are having more production? No. So to reduce the import bills. The central government in March this year also introduced a scheme that aims to give companies incentives on incremental sales from products manufactured in domestic units. Okay, March 2020. Okay, incremental sales. The more you produce, the more you will be taxed. You will be given subsidy, not tax. Okay, and this scheme is given for both any company in our country, whether it is Indian owned or foreign owned. This is applicable to everyone. This is applicable to everyone. So foreign companies can also take the benefit of this scheme. In the budget, Nirmala Madam has told that production linked incentive scheme, subsidy is considered as incentive, both are same. Production linked incentive scheme is now extended to 14 sectors. Now extended to 14 sectors. Okay, budget Madam has pronounced 14 sectors, this production linked incentives is scheme will be extended.